You're watching Tennessee Titans today. Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports, and on today's show, I'm going to give you an update on Bud Dupree in terms of whether or not he practiced today, and 4 veterans that could end up getting cut after some lackluster training camps. So we're going to start this show off with Bud Dupree, who signed a 5-year, $82.5 million contract this offseason. He was removed from the PUP list, dealing with that ligament tear, the ACL, that basically shot his entire season last year. And considering the fact that there was a time where you could actually make the argument that Dupree was one of the better edge rushers in the NFL with the Pittsburgh Steelers, probably the biggest reason why the Titans went out and they signed him to the deal that they did. I mean, let's face it, this Titans defense definitely needed some extra edge rush help. Only 19 sacks last year. That ranked in the very bottom of the NFL. So you like to see that Bud Dupree was activated off this list, because if he can go out and he can give you double-digit sacks, and let's face it, that's what you're paying him to do, and the Titans have a great situation right now, and probably one of the weaker divisions in the entire league, especially if Carson Wentz misses some time. So this is 2019 stats of 68 tackles, 16 tackles for loss, 11.5 sacks, and 4 forced fumbles. We're showing you those numbers simply because battled some injuries last year, but even in a injury-riddled season, if you will, he was still able to get 8 sacks, 11 tackles for loss. But I would also say that I've always kind of mentioned that Dupree was an okay player before he went to Pittsburgh. Then he went to Pittsburgh, and they had so much talent around him that he could basically thrive, and he thrived a lot on one-on-ones. I'm not sure how many one-on-ones he's going to get in Tennessee, but he is one of your better edge defenders, if not the best one. So how many sacks this upcoming season for Bud Dupree? I want you to go down in the comments section and let me know. If you're new to Chat Sports, we not only keep you guys up to date on news and rumors, we also ask you questions. So let me know. All right, coming up right now, we got 4 veterans who could end up getting cut. I'm not going to rank these guys in any particular order. We're just going to go from top to bottom and basically tell you why they're on the roster bubble. So the first name coming up here, it's Chris Jackson. And when you look at a lot of the depth at corner, not that it totally makes sense, but when you're looking at Janoris Jenkins, Christian Fulton, Caleb Farley, Elijah Molden's been playing well. Hell, even Borders has stepped up here. Breon's been a big-time training camp winner. And for this team, it's like, how many corners are they going to end up keeping? I'm going to anticipate probably somewhere between 6, maybe 7 corners as it stands right now. But obviously not going to be very likely, I would say, for him to make the team. Next player coming up here, it's Greg Mabin, and basically the exact same reason. Cornerback, had 21 tackles last year, no picks, 3 pass breakups, had some opportunities, at least the kid did, from Iowa, 27 years old, but the exact same situation. They added more talent in the secondary, which means guys like Mabin, guys like Jackson, probably going to be on their way out. So y'all tell me, who could be a surprise roster cut? Go down in the comments section right now and let me know, because every year, let's face it, there's always 1 or 2 names where, whether it's from the Titans, whether it's from another NFL roster, that end up getting cut, and you're like, well, yeah, that was a surprise. Next name coming up here is a running back, Jeremy McNichols, had 47 carries last year, 204 yards and a touchdown, 5'9", 205. He's thick, especially in his lower half. However, Derrick Henry's basically good for 350 carries. Plus, when you go out and look at some of the other players like Evans, he's basically been over Jeremy Nichols. So how many running backs is this team ultimately going to keep? Last name up here is Logan Woodside. And I've watched Logan Woodside play enough, and no disrespect to him, he's just not that good of a quarterback. And then considering the fact that they just went out and signed Matt Barkley, could that potentially be the quarterback 2 in Tennessee behind Ryan Tannehill? That does still remain to be seen. But again, I'd actually probably end up keeping the quarterback that knows the scheme and the roster better, which might actually be Woodside over Barkley, but it does remain to be seen.